Hello, my dear Virgos, and welcome to your card of the week. Hello, my dear Virgos. And your card for this week is the Five of Wands. Now, the Five of Wands in this deck has a very particular and maybe a little bit of a different meaning, although I can pretty much understand how we could conclude something very similar from the other decks that they have different iconography and depictions than this one. This is the Fairy Lights Tarot. I really enjoy this deck. It's one of my newest and I really enjoy it. And that special message that comes on top of the normal in quotes messages that we're going to also talk about is that right now maybe what you really desire, and I say desire because here in the wands we are in the fire element, and the fire element is also where your will lives, where your will resides. That is in your fire. Fire is also a symbol of your will. So maybe this week what you really want is to go inside for a little bit and then come out and basically do something very similar like the suggestion that I usually give when people pull the strength card in the major arcana, which is cut the beast loose. Meaning that maybe this week you are getting back in touch with some desires, with some wishes, with some forgotten dreams even, but you are basically reaching a part of you. You see also the moon in the end of the road back there, which is a symbol that psychologists especially love to, attach to the subconscious, but not just psychologists. It is a symbol of the subconscious, the night, that what is not accessible immediately, like usually during the day, although, okay, we can discuss that, but maybe in another video. So basically you go back deep inside there where things are wild, to put it this way, and then you reach in, you take those ideas, you take those dreams, you take those wishes uncensored, and you go out into the world and you express them to begin with. And why do you do that? Well, apart from the fact that it is incredibly satisfying to give your parts of yourselves a big hug, give acknowledgement and play with them, instead of trying like to shove them as deep as possible because they don't fit your self-image or other people might be triggered by them or whatever. Apart from that, it is also that the five here will help you change your life in much in a much better way, I would say, to reach a much better level, right? The five is going to bring a change onto a to the next level of your life. Is a change for the better, and it is sometimes very easy. Again, easy is a big word maybe, but let's say it's very efficient and very effective and very fast and almost magical, we would call it, when you actually bring change from within and also from the deepest part of yourself, which is the darkest part, which is the subconscious, right? Dark in the sense that it's not what you usually see every day, in that sense, that most of the time it sleeps, to put it this way. Not dark in the sense of good and bad, right? All right. Because your fridge is also dark, but you don't think it's bad. So, and it should be, because light spoils food, some of it. So, it could be that this is the best way to bring forth change, by going deep inside and being connected to that desires that maybe were forgotten, because then you can actually combine your intellect, your instincts and your intuition, again, to bring forth change in a much more effective, efficient, fast and almost magical way, and also with the least resistance, because you're going to take even most, like usually forgotten parts of yourselves with you. I know this card talks about competition. I find it very playful normally. The Five of Wands. I think it's more about, testing your limitations and stretching a little bit your muscles and see like what else can you achieve in life and where can you go from here. So it is about bringing change and interrupting status quo, and fire likes to be challenged and likes to be moving. So this is about realizing that you want something and going after it in a very beautiful way. Because fire is very, powerful, it could also cause some triggering, some resistance, some fear even, but don't you worry, because this is just part of you. Everything that is part of you is natural, and everything in nature is good to begin with, exactly like the animals and the night and the moon. We need that too, otherwise we would never, regenerate, right? We cannot always live in the day. So I'm not going to talk more about this card, because I really think that although it is a 5 and it talks about change in the outer world, this particular one from this deck talks about an inner procedure. So I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to say, to me, this is always very, very good news, because of course it brings a lot of freedom with it. And I'm going to wish you an incredible ride. Cutting your beast loose. It can be very intelligent once it has stretched its legs, broken a couple of things that you don't need anyway, maybe not, and then has been fed, and then you can pet it like a very big and very furry and a very purry cat. So good for you, my dear Virgos. I'm very happy for you. You're up for a very nice ride. I will leave you to that. I will remind you that you are all divine. You have my love, as always. Big kiss for you. A very big kiss for you. Again, in front of the camera this time. And a third one. So we really get it. Yay! I'm going to wish you a lovely week. Take care and see you next week.